Good morning, everyone. I, Dr. Shikha, welcome you all to the Pharmacovigilance program. I hope you all doing well. So, I am Dr. Shikha from CT University, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So, today we will start the next class of Pharmacovigilance program. In the last class, we discussed about what is pharmacovigilance and what is the history of pharmacovigilance. So today we will study what is drug safety monitoring. So basically, what is drug monitoring when a drug is released in the market? So we have to monitor their side effects, their potency, or everything which is released in the market. So we have to monitor that. So that's why there is a program, drug safety monitoring. Means whether the drug is safe for the people or not. So there is a continuous monitoring. So basically, when we are talking about drug monitoring or when we are talking about drug discovery, so basically there are three things. First is preclinical trials, then there is clinical trials, then after that there is post market surveillance. So in preclinical trials, basically we are using animal subjects. Basically we are doing any kind of testings on the animals, and we just do that experiment for checking the acute toxicity of the drug, then organ damage, dose dependence, metabolism, kinetics, carcinogenicity, mutagenicity, and teratogenicity. Okay, so basically that's why we have to do animal testing. After that we move on when our drug is safer for the animals, or we get certain information regarding preclinical trials. Then after that we start next trial, that is clinical trials. Now in clinical trials there are, so clinical means we need human subjects. Now the experiment will be performed on the human subjects, and with this there are various phases. In these phases there are various volunteers, and on that there is a testing of the drug. Okay, the first phase in clinical trials is phase 1. So basically in this 20 to 50 healthy volunteers are there. Their data is collected and it is visualized. So we just collect the manual data from the healthy volunteers, that is 20 to 50 healthy volunteers. Next is phase 2. Phase 2 may we take the subjects which are diseased, they are having any kind of disease which is related to our research. Okay, so in phase second we use 150 to 350 human subjects with the disease. So in this phase we will determine the safety and dose recommendation for the patients, or for the further use. What is the basic dose for the next formulation? Next is phase 3. In phase 3 we are taking 250 to 400 or more than 400 varied patient groups. Now in this phase we will take patient group. Okay, so in this patient group we will take to determine short term safety and efficacy. Next is uh, next is the fourth part, that is post marketing surveillance. Means when the drug is released in the market, so what are the consequences, what are the steps to be taken. So uh, uh, in that we will check the safety of the drug. So that is called post market surveillance. Surveillance means to keep a check on the drug. Okay, so this is basically, so that's why the drug safety was important, to monitor the ADRs or any kind of toxicity, any kind of problem which is occurred to the patient. So moving on to the slide, we know WHO's program for international drug monitoring. So that is, now the drug monitoring was going on, but internationally WHO also released a drug monitoring program. So in this, international drug monitoring begins in 19. The Uppsala Monitoring Center, that is UMC, in the Sweden begin the collaborative center for this global initiative. So its function was to communication of safety signals. Okay, what is the safety signals? What are the safety requirements for the drugs. Next is recognized through analysis of global data, the data which was collected by the various ADR centers. So through that, that was analyzed, and through that the communication safety signals were released. Next is WHO promotes PV at the, what is PV? PV is pharmacovigilance at the country level. At the end of 2030, 127 countries were hold the WHO PV program. India became member of WPIDM in 1990s. Next is so, importance of drug safety monitoring. What are the importance? Drug safety monitoring is mitigation exercise in which the ADRs caused by the therapeutic drug, biologicals or devices are can be explored, prevented or minimized. Basically, ADR is a adverse drug reaction. Any unintended or noxious effect due to the drug at the normal doses are called ADRs, which is not ready to happen at normal doses, so that is called ADR. So any ADR which was expected from the devices, from the biologicals or anything, that was explored and prevented. Next is it is an essential element for the effective use of medicine and high quality medical care. So to make our treatment more rational, more highly effective, that's why also the drug safety was monitored. So it has the potential to inspire confidence and confidence and trust among the patient and healthcare professionals in the medicines, and contributes to raising standard of the medical practice. Next is ADRs can significantly diminish the quality of life. So if you're having any kind of ADR, sometimes we just ignore a very serious ADRs. In that case, suppose you're having rashes from any kind of medication you are taking, any kind of antibiotic you are taking, and you are ignoring that rashes, that can be very lethal to you also. That can be dangerous if it is ignored. The rashes or any kind of skin problem needs uh, proper care and proper treatment. If you are ignoring the ADRs, it can significantly diminish the quality of your life. Increase the rate of duration of hospitalization, means if the ADR is getting, if the ADR is occurring due to any kind of, due to any kind of due to any kind of medication, so the rate of duration in the hospital, it will be increased. So next is, so, in continuation, as the newer discoveries are becoming available for the needy population at the faster rate, and drug-related adverse reactions are also becoming more common, severe, and more complex. Means ADR is getting more severe, and day by day the cases of ADR are increasing in the hospitals. Okay? The next is pharmacovigilance is the process of identifying expected and unexpected adverse reaction resulting from the use of medicine in the post marketing phase. As I told you, after preclinical and clinical trials, when the drug is launched in the market, so this is the fourth phase, that is post marketing surveillance. In that, there is the main role of pharmacovigilance. Means this is the process of identifying expected and unexpected adverse reactions, ठीक है, resulting from the use of medicines in post marketing phase. Next is pharmacovigilance benefits everyone, and patients are protected from unsafe drug. If the drug is unsafe for any patient, then the data is collected and it is reported in the vigilance, pharmacovigilance, PVPI. So there the data is analyzed. If the ratio, if the level of uh, ADRs are high with the same drug, then then there is a strict action taken on that drug. So that's why it will benefit everyone. Pharmacovigilance will benefit everyone, and the patients are protected from the unsafe drug. Next is drug regulators receive pertinent data that helps them to take regulatory decisions. Regulatory decisions means कि whether a drug is safe, or whether it should be allowed for uh, be selling in the market or not. Next is analysis of ADR data helps to make regulatory decisions. Next is prevent drug related damage if appropriate care is taken by the physician on the basis of feedback from the PV system, pharmacovigilance system. Means if the if the ADR was reported earlier in the pharmacovigilance, so it means you are having a data that shows that this drug is having a severe effect or a ADR, and specific ratio of the patients are getting this disease or this ADR. So the physician, the doctor is having the data, and it will help the doctors to uh, evaluate the treatment easily. So next is increased necessity of drug safety monitoring. Means they're saying why there was a need, why was there was a necessity of drug safety monitoring. So first is there are multiple reasons for the increased necessity for a drug safety monitoring. The first was limitation of clinical trials. Means clinical trials will not solve each and every queries regarding a specific drug or medication. So there is no proper evidence of each and every aspect, or each or every uh, aspect basically. So next is unreliability of preclinical safety data. Sometimes the preclinical trials data is not that much reliable. Some toxicity or some kind of toxicity event or any kind of ADR which is not shown on the animals. So next is preclinical drug development process involves evaluation of drug safety and efficacy in animal experiments. Next is, however, often it may not be appropriate to extrapolate the result of preclinical studies to human beings. Next, changing pharmaceutical marketing strategies. That is, next one is changing physician and patient references. The fifth one is easy accessibility of drugs. So now we will discuss each and every parameters. So first is limitations of clinical trials. So what were the limitations which were discussed, which was the problem? So that increases the need of necessity of having drug safety monitoring. So in that, first is homogeneous population sample. Means the sample which was collected, it was from the same kind of people, same generation of people sometimes, and same uh, people from the same area. So that was also because the genetics or the human body of different people are different. If we take a group of people from Punjab and a group of people from south, that is Tamil Nadu or anything, their body structure, their each and every metabolism, eating habits, and everything will be changed. So this was also a limitation. Okay, if we are taking a sample, population sample, it was a homogeneous population or sample. So next is strict inclusion or exclusion criteria. So when we are doing any kind of research or any kind of research we are doing, there is a inclusion and exclusion criteria. So inclusion criteria includes that what type of research or what type of subjects are to be included in the population sample. So next is exclusion criteria, which means the people who are not allowed in your research, who are exempted from the research criteria. Okay, suppose there is a test or a research which is going on the drugs for used for liver, like no, on the drugs that is pantoprazole, or you can say proton pump inhibitors. If a drug testing is going on on proton pump inhibitors. So in inclusion criteria, I'm taking the people who are having GIT issues, that may be ALD, alcoholic liver disease, gastroenteritis. But in exclusion criteria, I'm taking, okay, we will not take pregnant women, lactating women, and we will not take a specific group of age group of people. Suppose we will not take 1 to 18 years or 20 years people. This category we will not take in my research. So this is called strict inclusion and exclusion criteria. So next one is subject usually have a single disease, means which we were using in clinical trials, the person or the subject was only having that disease which was involved in the research. So if that medication is used on the students, or sorry, on the patients who are having a disease with comorbidity, means you are having two or three diseases collectively, or two or three metabolic or any kind of disease. So it may be differ there also. So next is specific group of children, elderly and pregnant are excluded. Yes, in each and every clinical trials, mostly the specific groups are excluded from the research. So if these drugs are used on that group of the people, so what would be the conclusion of that? So next is small sample size detection of rare adverse event is difficult, means if it is used on a small people, small size of people, so what are the adverse drug effect? It was not mentioned in that. Next is short duration of trial limits the detection of long term adverse events, means there is the short duration, it would be 6 months or 1 year. So there is a short duration, so in that there is, it's tough to get each and every adverse event. Next is second point is unreliability of preclinical safety data. Means preclinical studies were performed on animals, no human subject was used. So the first part is difficult to predict adverse effect and total risk benefit ratio under actual clinical settings. Next is inability to detect ADRs under real condition, that is drug interaction, drug food interaction, large number of other unpredictable conditions, detection of risk factors. So what is drug interaction? Drug interaction means if we are using multiple drug therapy, means if a patient is having diseases like many kind of diseases, so it is not possible to give one treatment only, one kind of medication only. There are a number of drugs prescribed by the physician. So means drug interaction means when one drug is reacting with the other drug and it is causing a effect or action into your body, that is called reaction. Drug interaction, that interaction could be positive and it could be negative also. So it is very important to get a check on the drug interactions also before prescribing it to the patient. Next is drug food interactions. There are some foods which are not to be taken with the medications, like we just used to skip tea when you are taking any kind of specific medication. No, there are serious interaction with the tea. As we know, tea, coffee and anything, it contains caffeine, and caffeine is having serious interaction with many of the drugs. So you should avoid tea before taking any kind of medication. Next is large number of other unpredictable condition, means there could be so many conditions a patient is having that could not be predicted. So that was also the reason. So detection of risk factor means if a patient is having alcoholic liver disease, so what are the risk factor he or she is having? He could get, he or he or she could get ascites, varicose veins. So there is, this is the risk factor. Okay, what are the conditions that can be happen to the patient? So next is third one, aggressive marketing strategies. So it was new products were launched in many countries by pharmaceutical companies has increased the exposure of larger population to newly launched understudied studies drugs. So next one is, so large population is at risk of experiencing ADRs. Direct to consumer advertising has less the physician to prescribe new drugs. Next is changing physicians and patient preferences. Increasing the use of new drugs. Newer drugs means new drugs which are in the market. So the use of that drugs are being increased. So newer drugs with complicated mechanism of actions plus develop complicated ADRs means they are having complicated mechanism of action. Mechanism of action means how the drug is working in your body. What are the kinetics, what are the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics property of the drug. So they're saying that newer drugs are having complicated mechanism of action due to which it develops complicated ADRs. Next is SHU of supervised to self administered therapy. Next is it makes difficult to identify the occurrence, frequency, severity, and actual characteristics of ADR. So, second one is, this is the last slide, that is easy accessibility of drug. So by easy access to internet, we all are using internet, we all are searching medications on the internet, then we are taking it without any prescription by the doctor. So by easy access to internet, easy availability to complementary medicines, they largely escape official requirements of approved and quality control medications. Next is increasing penetration of market by sustained drugs in the recent year. So above reason make it necessary to implement an effective and robust safety monitoring through PVPI program. So as you discussed, in this case, monitoring of the medication of the drug is very, very important to get safer result, to get potent therapy. So this is very important. Pharmacovigilance is one of the very, very important programs in India. So with this, your this topic is covered. Now I handed this over to Mr. Hardik for the further class. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Shika. I'm audible. Yeah. So the next part, we will start the programming roadmap, in which there is a initiation phase that has been started from 2010 to 2011. Then the expansion and consolidation phase has been started from 2011 to 2012. Then maintenance phase in 2012 to 13. Then the optimization phase is conducted in 2002, 13 to 14, and the excellence phase was conducted in 2014 and 15. If we talk about the previous roadmap, this was the previous roadmap in which it is completed in the 5 steps, like initial phase, that is a collecting of ADRs from the community, hospitals, management, or any other person. Then the second phase is the consolidation phase, in which we have to check as per the casualty assessments like World Health Organization casualty assessment scale, Naranjo scale, and many more. If we talk about the maintenance phase, in which we have to maintain the record of the ADR so that we can get the alerts and information through the official websites. And in the excellence phase, there is a proper result. In the next slide, I must show you the website, the Pharmacovigilance Program of India, that has been regulated by Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, Ghaziabad, and SADISCO. In the next slide, there is a Central Drug Standard Control Organization's website. We will go for the websites also, so that you can know about the each and every step of the vigilance program. So I would like to request that we can share the websites on the online portal. So here first we go for the SADISCO. Is it available? Yes. First we have to go to the cdsco.gov.in. There will be the home page open in which you may know about it is an doctorate journal of health sciences regulated by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, in which there are some menus like home, about us, act and rules, BABE, clinical trials, biologics, cosmetics, data DCB, drugs, international cell, medical devices, notifications, communities, PROs, post marketing, DMS, e timing modules, alerts, and banned drugs. If we want to know about the information of the act and rules, we must go to the act and rules. First we have to study the new drug and clinical trial rules that has been updated in 2019. I am opening that act and rules. If we talk about there is a PDF available of the act and rules. We have to follow each and every step of the PDF. If I open this PDF, it is of 242 pages in which there is a detailed information given by the Sadisco for the new clinical trials, what things are mandatory. If we talk about the observational studies also that has been conducted by the students of pharmacy practice, healthcare, PharmD, and if we talk about MBBS students, they always follow these guidelines in which there is one parameter we have to select the title as per the observational study or the cross-sectional study. Then we have to prepare our methodology in which we have to calculate the exact sample size. Then we have to prepare one consent form, information center. If we talk about the chapter 1 of the rules and regulation that are available on the website, that is the short title and commenced of applicability. Then there must be the definitions of that part. Then if we talk about the each and every rule part, there are too lengthy. So I can explain you in a brief mode that there must be an each and every information about your drug or what type of a trial you are conducting in the community or in the hospital, what things are necessary for the trial. Then there must be the approval of ethical approval, that must be the human ethics committee approval taken by the registered authorities that are under the DH. Now it's in Department of Health and Research. If we want to know about the clinical trials, what are the ethics committee available, global clinical trials going on, senior serious adverse events going on. We want to know about the drugs. If we want to know about the fixed combination of drugs or the new drugs coming in the market, just go through the website, just click on drugs, you will get the here the information. What is the committee, what type of a circulars they are sending, what are the approved for marketing of India. If we want to know about the alerts, basically we are checking the new drug combinations and new drugs, fix those combination and the alerts coming again and again on this website. These are the alerts. If I open one alert, that is a circular of all the state authorities by the revised GST rate structure. This is a new alert on the website that they have told about the new GST structures on the drugs, 12% and 5%. Then the banned drugs. Here we can get the information, those who the drugs who are banned nowadays. See, amidoprenine that has been banned in 1983. Okay, the notification dates are available with the fixed dose combinations of the drug. If we talk about the PDF, let me go to the last page, which is the recent drug that has been banned in 2017. That is a fixed combination of etodol and paracetamol. If we are receiving more uh, adverse drug reactions from the market, the drug will be banned if its ratio is above 50% of the sample size. Now I will like to show you the next website, that is a US FDA. In this, the US FDA provides the information about the recalls, report a problem, warning letters, consumer updates, and drug database. If we go to the drug database, we can know about the each and every drug that has been approved by US FDA. For this information, we have to go to the fda.gov.in/drugs, so that we can know about the drug approvals and their database. How many drugs they are approved for. OTC monographs are also available on this website. The what type of alerts it provides, that is a recall alerts. This is an recall alerts and market withdrawn safety alerts. If we see the list, it is a list of chocolate that has been recalled. The product is food and beverages. If we talk about the Quest is a cat food chicken recipe frozen that has been used for animals and veterinaries. If we talk about the drugs, here will be the some drug. This is a dietary supplement that is of advanced alkaloids that has been also recalled from the market. Baby foods are also recalled from the market. Here is the recall information in which you get the brand name, product description, product type, recall reason description, company name, and termination of recalls. If we go to the another website from which you can get the information, that is the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. Oops. IPC, yes. This is a third website which is very important for us. This is an Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission regulated by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, in which you can know about their services, like they provide IPs, Indian Pharmacopoeia, National Formulary. If we talk about the latest Indian Pharmacopoeia, that is in 2026, National Formulary of India that has been launched in 2021. The reference is the Pharmacovigilance Program of India. We have to go to the Pharmacovigilance Program of India. Here you will get about the all the descriptions about the Pharmacovigilance Program of India. If we want to know about the introduction, that has been collaborative centers with the NCC, PVPI, and World Health Organization. The second is introduction to PVPI, that is also available on the website, in it which this is the noxious unwanted effects from the drug that has to be reported in the VG Flow database. The mission of this program is to safeguard the health of Indian population by ensuring that the benefits of use of medicine overweight the risk associated with its use, to improve patient safety and welfare of Indian population. What what does the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission does? Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission does, through the PVPI program, they start collecting about the ADRs from the market or from the small AMC sectors that has been already established in the field. There is some landline number available for the reporting the ADR. But if we want to check about the ADR forms, reporting forms, these are the ADR reporting forms. Now its latest version is 1.4. This is the latest ADR reporting form that has been filled in India. So these are the some sources from where you can get the records of drugs or material, that what are the new drugs coming, what are the key aspects of the market. The next, if we talk about the next procedure, that is the drug administration develops of new condition or symptoms, that is adverse drug event, drug suspects, check literature, documentation, and highly suggestive for ADRs. If you talk about the another flow chart, if no documented in the literature, drug is to be continued or a drug is to be discontinued. If there is a small symptoms like fever or a itching, they can be continued with the alternative drug or the reducing the dosage of the drug. But if we are having the discontinued drug, we have to check about the serious relations between the laboratory analysis. So, what is the adverse drug reactions, their causal relationships, and their suspects? The types of adverse drug reaction: first is A, augmented; B is bizarre; C is chemical; D is delayed; E is exit and end of; and F is a failure or a familiar. So, if we talk about the next, okay. These are the some common terms like side effects, that is the unwanted but often unavoidable pharmacodynamic effect that occur at therapeutic doses predict from the pharmacological profile. For example, atropine, dryness of a mouth; acetazolamide, that is the acidosis; and codeine is used for constipation, but it is used in the traveler's diarrhea. If we talk about the drug discoveries, there are occasionally adverse effects may be exploited to develop an entirely new indication for a drug. For example, sildenafil was intentionally developed as an anti-anginal, but its effects to elective dysfunctions. If we talk about the secondary effects like tetracycline, that is a suspension of bacterial flora, but it can provide the long-term effect of the yellowness of the teeth. The toxic effects, for example, there is a digitoxin that can compete AV block. Heparin can cause the bleeding. The atropine can be used for diuretic. If we talk about the intolerance, appearance of characteristic toxic effects of a drug in an individual at therapeutic dose converts the tolerance and indicates a lower threshold for the individual. Then there is the photosensitivity of the drug allergy. The drug allergy is the immunological disorder that can be occur to any of the drug like penicillin, that is an intimidated and anaphylactic immunoglobulin, that is the hormonal immunity. They can depress our hormonal immunity, and the cell immunity can also be depressed by the some drugs. The photosensitivity, if we talk about the UV radiations, our earth is also circulated by the ozone layer, but we can be having proper treatments for the photosensitivity materials also. Then we can talk about, yes, methods of post marketing surveillance. What should be done? The post marketing surveillance refers to any means of obtaining information about a product after it has been approved for a public use. In the section 50503 authorized FDA to require certain post marketing studies and clinical trials for prescription drugs approved under section 505B. The advantages are no fixed duration, patient population, start immediately after marketing, report all ADRs, help to detect a rare ADRs and drug interactions. If we can see the image, this drug is great under the lab condition. This drug is great under the trial condition. This drug isn't so great in the real world. That means it can pass the preclinical trial, clinical trial, but sometimes it fails in the marketing surveillance because everybody is having a different physiological structures. If we talk about the PV methods, that there is a targeted reporting, cohort event monitoring, spontaneous reporting, EHR mining, intensified ADRs reporting, and record linkage system is between each and every part of the material. The methods for the surveillance is, it is of five types. First is spontaneous reporting. Second is intensified ADR reporting. Third is targeted reporting. Fourth is cohort event monitoring. And fifth is EHR mining, electronic health record mining. In the spontaneous reporting, the objective is a functional ADR reporting system to monitor the safety of all medicines. Voluntarily reporting by the health professionals, pharmaceuticals manufacturers, pharmacists, national pharmacovigilance. Requires two initial steps like the suspects and the reports. In the second, India having a suspected adverse drug reporting form. UK is having a yellow card system since 1964. Australia is having a blue card system. US has a med card watch. What is the yellow card? Yellow card is an introduction in the 1964, the Sir Drick dump after thalidomide tragedy. See, if we are watching the football map, there is a yellow card system for the participant, also those who are doing the foul systems. If we talk about the yellow card, you can report suspected side effects from medicine, adverse incidents with medical devices, defective medicines, counterfeit medicine, side effects or safety concerns for e-cigarettes through our yellow card system in the foreign countries. This is a yellow card picture. Then there is a black box warning. The black box warning are strict labeling requirement that the FDA can mandate for prescription of the drugs. They highlight serious and sometimes life-threatening adverse drug reactions within the labeling of prescription drugs products. See, these type of black boxes are being prepared on the labels like this. Here are some examples. This is then suspected adverse drug reaction form in the medicine control agency, that is foreign. Then there is a red line. In India, most of the antibiotics used red line or the prescribed drug, the narcotics drugs are also having a availability of a red line on their strips. These are the examples. This is a yellow card description. That is the patient details, suspected adverse drug reactions. Then information included in the yellow card must be the suspected drug, suspected reaction, patient details. In patient details, we always use the patient name, initials, age, weight, gender, height, or any test conducted for the reaction. Then the suspected reaction is describe the reaction, induce the diagnosis if a relevant, include when the reaction occurred, whether the reaction was considered to be serious, and complete tick box for the reason why, document if any treatment was given for the reaction. There are some patient details as we have discussed, that the age, gender, weight, date of birth if you know, or the patient initials. The reported details, who is reporting the ADR. Then enhanced ADR, it is done to enhance ADR reporting of specific medicine in early post-marketing services. The targeted spontaneous reporting, to learn more about the ADR profile of a specific medicine in a population, to estimate the incidence of a known ADR, a specific medicine in your population. Then there is a targeted reporting. There are specific ADRs, all ADRs, specific medicine ADRs, specific clinicals, and the populations. Then is cohort event monitoring. That is to gather more information on the safety profile of a new clinical entry. In the early post-marketing phases, there are the new class of a medicine medicine related to the class of a medicine that has less previously caused problems. If we talk about the preclinical trials or the clinical trials of the drug, there are some small adverse events or the adverse effects that has to be reported on the website. This is the procedure for the reporting. Then it is the link between the data entry, healthcare professionals, patients, and the signaling, then signaling evaluation. The Uppsala Monitoring Center is having a major role in the monitoring of the adverse drug reactions. So CEM enables us to characterize the unknown reactions, detect signals, identify interactions, detect efficacy, and assess safety in pregnancy and lactating women, measures risk and identify risk factors for the ADRs. And the fifth, there is an electronic health record mining in which the objective is to make use of existing health records to supplement pharmacovigilance activities. Then there is a Uppsala Monitoring Center, and the field name of the World Health Organization Collaborating Center for International Drug Monitoring. Uppsala has UMC has more than 3 million adverse effect case reports from over 75 countries. The data are supplied by the national health authorities. It does pharmacovigilance analysis and signaling. What is GPP? Good pharmacovigilance practices. For the good pharmacovigilance practices, there are time to time trainings provided by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission in the India. They tell us about the regular updates of the drugs, regular updates of the forms, regular updates on the VG portal, so that we can easily have the good pharmacovigilance practices, how to detect the ADR, how to find, how to report, how to validate that ADR. If we talk about the Naranjo scale is having a score system. It consists of the 10 scales in which there is a definite more than 9 score, probable is 5 to 8, possible is 1 to 4, and doubtful is less than 0. This is the scale, Naranjo scale. There are 10 questions like, are there previous conclusive reports on the reaction? Did the adverse event appear after the suspected drug as administration? Did the adverse reactions improve when the drug was discontinued or a specific antagonist? Did the adverse event reappear when the drug was readministered? Are the alternative causes? Did the reaction reappear when the placebo was given? Was the drug detected in the blood in the concentration known of the toxic level? These are the 10 questions in which we have to take about the yes, no, or don't know. Total the score, that will be the answer. Then next, if we talk about the pharmacovigilance program of India in the current status, uh, the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission Ghaziabad provides Indian Pharmacopoeia reference standards, National Formulary of India, and Pharmacovigilance Program of India. What is pharmacovigilance? That we have known. The pharmacovigilance is the science and activities related to the detection, assessment, understanding, prevention of adverse effects or any other medicine related problems. Why the need of pharmacovigilance? To protect patients from unnecessary harm and increasing healthcare cost from medicine. ADRs are a huge burden. Insufficient evidences of a safety of a drug from clinical trials for signal detecting and risk administration measures, early detection of new ADRs on a patient, subgroups of exponential severity, promoting rational use of medicine to support regulatory agencies, boosting public confidence. Why to report? Sooner or later, everyone needs medication. One person can make a difference. You need not to not be certain. Have a high degree of suspicion, report any suspected ADR, be a lifer. The pharmacovigilance of program of India was launched by the MOHFW, Government of India, in the year 2010 at AIMS, New Delhi, and the National Coordination Centers. The program recasted at IPC as NCC in April 2011 by the notification issued by the Government of India. The IPC PVPI became the NCC for Material Vigilance Program that has been launched in 2015 and become a World Health Organization collaborating center in the July 2017. PVPI data sources are patient, national health program, marketing authorization holders, ADR monitoring centers. The ADR monitoring centers in India, there are 311 centers across India. India joined World Health Organization in the year of 1998. This is then AMC enrollment under PVPI. If we talk about the previous data, till 2020 there were 311. If we talk about the now, there are more than 350 AMC centers that are registered in the India. This is an PVPI communication channel in which there is a Uppsala Monitoring Center, SDISCO, and marketing authorizations that has to be regulated in the PVPI India, IPC Ghaziabad. They stream the committee. They are having a streaming committee, working group, signal reviewer panel, core training panel, quality review panels, regional training centers, AMC monitoring centers, SADISCO zonal offices, North Zone Ghaziabad, South Zone Chennai, West Zone is in Mumbai, East Zone is in Kolkata. If we talk about the ADR reporting status till 2020, there are more than 5,000 ADRs has been reported till 2020. If we talk about the recent data, there are more than 4,000 ADRs nowadays. The positions of India in ADR reporting, there is a United States of America, the count is this and percentage is 45%. India is the 10th ranked among the World Health Organization member countries for reporting ADRs to as per the World Health Organization UMC scale. So under reporting, a major concern is I don't know what to report, all or some. How will my one report help? I am not paid to report ADR. I don't have time to fill out the ADR reporting. I don't know how to report an ADR. Afraid of legal liability, medication errors, off-label use, feeling guilty. If we talk about the CSR's report or the score till 2020, this is a previous data we have taken from the IPC Ghaziabad. They have provided some graphs so that we can check the competency scores over the time. These are the types of reporting forms: suspected ADR reporting form. The second is medicine side effect reporting form, ADR reporting form for COVID-19 drugs. They are available in 10 regional languages in India, that is Hindi, Gujarati, Kannada, Bengali, Malayalam, Oriya, Tamil, Marathi, Telugu, Assam, and in English. The channels for reporting ADR in PVPI, these are the tools. There are mobile apps. The helpline number is 1-800-180-3024. The reporting form, the ADR monitoring centers nearby your location. The data flow of PVPI, the pharmaceutical industries, patient relative healthcare, the healthcare reports, the ICSRs in the AMC centers that has to be monitored by the NCC PVPI. Then there is the signal review and then the SADISCO regulatory actions, then to the stakeholders and the Uppsala monitoring centers for the more information. Then the recommendation, there are more than 109 drug alerts. Updating packet inserts is more than 55 and more than 6 signals has been detected. Then is integration with the national health programs. First is National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, Universal Immunization Program for adverse event following immunization, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, National AIDS Control Program that has been integrated with the PVPI nowadays. What are the act and rules? The Schedule M of a Drug and Cosmetic Act, New Drug and Clinical Trials 2019. The Pharmacy Council of India has also issued the guidelines undergraduate curriculum. In the undergraduate curriculum, the national health policies are also available. The source materials for PVPI, that is the annual progress report, newsletters, guidance document for the MAH, quality manuals, PVPI profiles, directory of AMC under the PVPI. Public outreach programs are also there. There are more than 2,000 training and sterilization, sensitization events. Healthcare professionals are trained, or there are more than 1 lakh. TV and radio broadcasters are more than 8. Drug alerts are more than 13,000. Awareness posters are also circulated by the government time to time. This is the newsletter as presented by the World Health Organization, in which we get the information about the ofloxacin, phenobarbital, tramadol, each and every year having a newsletters. These are the newses of the PVPI. Press communications are also available. These are the some pictures of the training and skill development program. One of the nearest center in Punjab is the PGI Chandigarh. The summary of achievements: the 10th largest contributors of ICSS to the World Health Organization UMC. Then in pharmacovigilance, now they are going to start herbovigilance, chemovigilance, material vigilance, vigilance, and biovigilance. There are some compositions of clinical trials. First is Zentec, Ranitidine. This has been regulated by the company. This is the information. This is the news. Then what is the casualty assessment? So here we will go for the break. The next session that will be start in the evening. So thank you everybody for being present in the lecture. So we will meet soon in the evening after 2 p.m. Thank you.